Hello, Ray here. There are apparently tons of videos about the Huawei Mate 20 Pro across YouTube, and I've got my unboxing video as well. But today we'll be comparing the main camera on the Mate 20 Pro to that on the iPhone XS Max. Right in the busiest areas of London, they are indeed really capable devices when it comes to camera performance. And yet, which one of these delivers the best camera performance? Let's find out. On papers, the iPhone XS Max got a 12 megapixels main camera, with an f1.8 aperture and 26mm field of view. It's also got deeper pixels at 1.4 micron, backed with optical image stabilization and PDAF autofocus. The 2x telelens here is also got 12 megapixels, optically stabilized as well, and is backed with pixel size at 1 micron. What makes it stand out, however, is that Smart HDR technology. It basically takes a burst of photos at different exposure and produces perfect dynamic range every single time, not just during daytime, but even at night. Now, the Mate 20 Pro's got a 40 megapixels main camera with an f1.8 aperture and 27mm field of view. The black and white secondary camera, however, is now replaced with a 20 megapixels 16mm ultra-wide lens. And finally, the same old 8 megapixels 3x telelens. Huawei's take on its camera optics, however, is kind of unique. That's heavily AI assisted and AI based. So first of all, under broad daylight, well, that's actually a cloudy afternoon. In terms of dynamic range and clarity, the two devices performed surprisingly close. The highlights are well under control, while the shadows are also well exposed. The iPhone XS Max, however, still managed to retain ever so slightly more detail in the shadows. Generally speaking, the iPhone XS Max produces some really flat images. Colors are more natural, untouched, and true to life. Shadows on the iPhones also brighter than those on the Mate 20 Pro, most of the time. It's also noticeable that the Mate 20 Pro tends to add over-sharpening effect to the images. It does make the image looks sharper, but it's actually on the edge of getting halo effect. Images from the iPhone may look a little bit softer, but in fact, in terms of detail, the iPhone XS Max is on a par with the Mate 20 Pro. Under broad daylight, the amount of detail they can actually capture is really close. The Mate 20 Pro gives sharper, more vivid, saturated, and contrasty images. The iPhone, on the other hand, delivers even more accurate colors, more natural white balance, a flatter profile, and slightly wider dynamic range. Now we've come to scenes with harsh lighting. The iPhone XS Max has been unmatchable for a while. This time around, however, the Mate 20 Pro's kept up really well. Like for these two sets of photos, the Mate 20 Pro's captured the highlights perfectly fine. It even captured the atmosphere better than the iPhone XS Max, in my opinion. The iPhone, however, managed to bring up a whole lot more details on the shadows. Again, I'd say the Mate 20 Pro's captured the atmosphere better. For this kind of night scenes, higher contrast and color saturation do make it stand out. The iPhone, like I said in the full review, that dynamic range, those details in the shadows, only on the iPhone, the new iPhone XS Max. You may say it's more color accurate, natural and balanced. In my opinion, however, that's more or less too flat for night photography. I mean, despite the photos taken by the Mate 20 Pro may look even sharper than in reality. Those images are simply a joy to look at. The iPhone's like a machine that can capture perfect detail in low light, but emotionless. I have to give the crown to the Mate 20 Pro for low light photography. Not to mention, the night mode on the Mate 20 Pro can actually bring the night to life. It can extend the exposure time to 4 seconds. Well, thanks to AI stabilization, You guys can take incredibly bright and saturated images in low light situation without a tripod. All in all, under broad daylight, the iPhone XS Max captures unparalleled dynamic range, with not even a hair of artifact. Color and white balance also can't be more accurate, it just blows everything away. When it comes to low-light photography, however, the iPhone continued to deliver a series of really flat images. With the added sharpening effect, color saturation and contrast, the Mate 20 Pro captures night scenes even more beautiful than our eyes can see. Not to mention that night mode. Oh, by the way, today's video is only considering main camera photography. Telelens, portrait and video capability are all neglected. So that's it for today. Hope you all enjoyed watching this video. Like it if you liked it and don't forget to subscribe. There are also 2 more videos here on the left for you guys to watch next. See you next time.